Hi and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. This is the second last video in this series with my Pleasantview 50 years in the future. Today we are going to talk about two different families. We are going to talk about the Thomas Goth family who is living here. It's these three. And then we are going to talk about the Goth Stark family, who is living in downtown. So I'm going to show you where they live in the end of the video. But I think we should just jump into it. So here we have another Goth household, but I think I will actually call it a Thomas household because there is two named with Thomas and only one with Goth. No, it is a Goth household. They are living in their apartments. I'm just gonna do. He's already in. Well, I guess I need to speed time up so you can meet Kevin at some point. But let's talk about Gigi then. Oh no, I'm just gonna tell you about the family a little bit. In here we have Gigi Thomas, who is the last child of Sam and Ty Thomas. She has her big brother Thomas, Christian, and her big sister Hope. She then have a child, Sabrina Goth, and she has that child with Kevin. And Kevin is, of course, the middle child of Diane Goth and Alexander Goth. So when I have told you about Kevin, it's been about him losing a best friend because his best friend was kissing with his mom. That is the Goth we are talking about. But I think I'm gonna tell you about Gigi first, so we can get Kevin home. So here we have Gigi. She is a knowledge sim, and I think she only is a knowledge sim. No, she was actually a popularity sim before, and then she got to be a knowledge sim after college. She is super, super neat. She is outgoing, she's lazy, playful, and nice. I actually didn't know she had a bio, so let's gonna read that. Gigi always tried to follow her sister. Uh, let's try that again. Gigi always tried to follow. Her sister was fast past, and her brother, even though he took good care of her and their sister, he were quick to be out of the house when he got the chance. Now Gigi is out and will she have her boyfriend and feel happy with him, but is that really what life has intended for her? Is this how it is to be an adult? Honestly, she misses her old friend group. And the old friend group she is missing is, of course, the friend group she had with Kevin, where it was with Asher, Asher Absnot, and I feel like they had one more in their friend group. Yeah, I think it was Kevin, it was Charlie Goth, and it was Asher. And she's missing that friend group a lot. It they were Almost everyone was in college together. She was in college with Kevin and Asher, and the year after Charlie Goth was in college with his now girlfriend. So she's missing that friend group. They were always together as teens. They had a lot of teen hangouts and stuff like that. So yeah, she kind of missed those days. Now she's going into the domestic life with her partner she has been with her whole life, and I guess she's maybe not sure this is the life she wants. When she look at her sister, that is not what she wants either, but that is a little bit more adventurous and free. And even her brother, who is kind of the same situation as her, seems to be more, not maybe not adventurous, but has more things happening for him in life, where she maybe feels a little bit more stuck. So look at her. Oh, yeah, that's so sad. Oh my god, I forgot that. Let's look at her memories. as a teen, um, she remember her sister got expelled. That's the family's black sheep, I guess. Even though, like the Thomas family, they all love each other. Like they're all friends. They all have a good, like good feelings with each other. I guess she actually doesn't have that with her sister, but she really have it with her brother. Um, but yeah, in her teenage years, she met Kevin and quite quickly fell in love. They had their first kisses and first woohoos together, and they went to prom together. Um, and I think, oh, okay, okay, that is tea. I guess with at one of the hangouts with all the teenagers, or this looks like it's maybe actually gonna be with at one of the community lots at the bowling alley for only the teens. She met Charlie, who is one of the people in the friend group. She fell in love with him. I guess they had flirted a little bit, but nothing more came out of it. Um, and nothing more after that came out of it. I think she just really found that she needed to stay with Kevin because they had a good time together. Um, then they moved to college, and here she apparently had a kiss with Jess, one of the dormies. That's actually surprising because I feel like whole college she just wanted to be with Kevin. They were always hanging on each other, and uh, immediately after college they moved into one of the slab houses, and not a long time after that they moved into this apartment. And they moved into this apartment because they were missing. Like, no, they were pregnant and had a little Sabrina shortly after they moved. Um, and when Sabrina grew, I'm pretty sure. No, I actually thought that she had a party when Sabrina grew up, but I guess not. What? Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Hello. Okay, so I guess at a community lot at some point she had a kiss with Castor. I guess the whole thing of her not being sure that this is the only life for her is really showing in her memories, because she clearly wants more than that. But yeah, she after college she went steady with Kevin, and I think he wants to no, and none of them wants to get engaged. But I just feel like it would make sense. I have the feeling that she maybe. If she was the only one having the choice, she wouldn't have moved in together with Kevin after college, it could look like. But I guess she's just following him. I see Gigi as being a little bit of a naive sim. She kind of just want to have fun, but I feel like Kevin is maybe a little bit more controlling, and it was his idea. I think for him, after college, it was of course they need to move together. They have always been together, so why shouldn't they? And she was like, she has just followed because if he says so, of course, I love him, so why not? I don't necessarily feel like he's gonna be a toxic boyfriend, but I feel like he's a controlling boyfriend, and that is why she's not sure this is the only thing she wants. She's then, though, kind of tied down because they were about to have a child more, but sadly she miscarried. Carriage. That happens very, very rarely in my game. I think it has happened a couple of times, but this is the only living sim that have this memory, so that is a show how rarely it happens. I also take really good care of my pregnant sims when it is, but sometimes I have had close ones. But yeah, that is Gigi. Let's get Kevin home so we can so I can tell you about him. And here we have Kevin back home from work. He is, as you can see, he is a fortune sim, and he is the son of Diane and Alexander Goth. He's the middle child, so he has two siblings. One of them is an adoptive sibling, and one of them is his big sister. I forgot to tell you, in the friend group, he has always from his teen years had a friend group with his girlfriend Gigi, his adopted brother Charlie, and Asher, his ex best friend. And I forgot to tell you in this part with Gigi, where she apparently had fallen in love with. I didn't even think about it. She had fallen in love with Charlie because that's Alex's brother. I didn't think about it immediately because they don't look like each other, but that's of course because he's adopted. But oh, that is a little bit of tea drama. So yeah, I just wanted to just put that in there. But yeah, Kevin. It was Kevin we were talking about. He is a fortune sim. I think he has. Oh, he was a popularity sim before, and now is a fortune sim with popularity as a secondary. And Gigi has the same. She's a knowledge now, but was a popularity sim before. Um, he is really neat. He is shy. He's really active. He's a little bit more playful, and he's grouchy. Um, I guess this is the shy fits quite well. The grouchy fits also pretty well with the being a little bit more controlling, and he's really neat. And in my world, also maybe a little bit of a perfectionist. He's maybe even a little bit narcissistic because he is a goth. At least he has always felt like Gigi is his. Um, because I love her, of course, but I also feel like he has a little bit of an ownership feeling because she is the only one he has been with. For what I remember, let's look at the memories, and she has only been with him, like really been with him, and I don't think he knows about any of the other ones, like, other kisses and falling in loves. His bio says Kevin was happy with his teen years. He had his girlfriend, he had his best friend. He even went to college with them, and he thought those three would stick together. But no, his best friend would ruin all that because he caught him having had a date with his mom. Is his own best friend really trying to ruin his family? Um, I think most people would be at least shocked and probably also mad if their best friend was with their mom. But I also feel like if we read about this, he was sure that those three was gonna be together. He never thought about Asher maybe not having a girlfriend, maybe not even have falling in love ever. He never thought about like that part. His best friend and his girlfriend is there for him, and not necessarily the other way around. Um, if we look at his memories, he was his sister wasn't really big on school apparently, but he had of course his kiss with Gigi, and they fell in love. And shortly after prom, they had their first real made out, and they wooed. In all of this, they were on all these friends trips and out and going out with friends and stuff like that. Um, they were really, I guess, they were the popular kids in town. um, they then went to college, and everything was just college for him. At least he wasn't really adventurous. He just needed Gigi, so I guess he was just mainly with Gigi and Asher. Um, and shortly after college, he found out that Asher had been on a date with his mom and maybe even done more, and that made him really mad. One thing was it was his mom, but also he felt really betrayed by his best friend. Um, Maybe a little bit more than he should have. He haven't even talked with his mom about it. I guess it could tie a little bit into his feeling that his mom maybe is also his. um, I think most people would be mad about something like that happening, but I feel like Kevin's reaction and feelings about it is more than just being mad about it. I feel that he have ownership and everything should go his way. He moved into this apartment with Gigi, as we know, and he got Sabrina with Gigi. And from there, you know the rest of the history. They, of course, went steady. Oh, okay. He apparently have had a kiss with Gia, so he is not as faithful as we thought. I feel like maybe he's going to be more adventurous. Honestly, I don't think he's gonna. I think that was just a control thing after the whole thing with Asher. And I think he will stay put with Gia. No, not Gia, Gigi. um, and with this, I have told you about Kevin. We will see if he maybe plays a little bit more nice. As you can see, he doesn't even think about the miscarriage or anything. I don't even think he stayed home when she miscarried. He hasn't really been that supportive of Gigi, which I also feel could make things a little bit harder for their relationship. And here we have little Sabrina. She is sleeping. She is growing up in the next round. Um, as you can see, she is also a Sagittarius. She is in the middle of sloppy and neat. She is outgoing, she's active, she's playful, and she is quite grouchy. That is kind of all we know about her. I kind of want to see if I can get closer to her face. um, oh my god, she looks so cute. um, oh, no, no, thank you. There we go. There we have Sabrina. Yep. So that is this Goth family, Goth slash Thomas family. We will see where they end up. Honestly, I feel like Gigi is just gonna stay with Kevin. I hope someday someone is gonna slap some sense into Kevin or something like that, but we will see what happens. This is the household of Charlie Goth and Willow Starks. Uh, we have heard a little bit about both of them, but looking at them, this is the adoptive son of Diane Goth and Alexander Goth. His biological parents is Heather Huffington and Castor Nova. Um, so now we are finally seeing the adoptive son, and he is at the moment engaged with Willow Stark, and she is the youngest child of Jane Starks and Jared Starks. So she, of course, is the siblings to Adam, Molly, and Diana. It's interesting to see because when I have played through my rounds, I have always felt like the Starks was an interesting family, but a family that pretty much went by. But now that I went through everything, they have so much story in them, and I feel like they are involved in much more than I actually thought. I thought that the Pleasants and the Goths would be the two families with the most stories, but well, also the Broken Dreamers. But actually, I feel like the Starks is coming up there, being one of the more story-driven families. But yeah, let's look a little bit more into these two Sims. They both just went back from college. and have now moved into the flop house. And we're gonna see how if they have another money to move into a bigger apartment immediately, or if they are gonna move somewhere else. I haven't changed anything with the days or this, so I haven't even set them up. So I'm just gonna show you where they are. But yeah, here we have Willow Starks. As you know, she is the daughter of Jane and Jared Stark. Jared Starks. She is engaged with Charlie Goth, and she just came home from college. As you can see, she is a family sim, and I think she always been. Yes, she has always been a family sim. She is really sloppy. She's outgoing, active, really serious, and she is super nice. And her bio says Willow has had an okay start in life. Her sister Diana really made the days easy. Though Willow felt a weird tension between her mother and her older brother Adam, even small fights happened. But when he went to college and everything was calm again. No, but then he went to college and everything was calm again. Willow almost forgot all about the fighting until her birthday to her teen years happened. Fighting and poking happened, and it was horrible. All the bad memories got triggered, so Willow stood up for her brother. Now no one else would. And she told her mother off. I think I have told it as it was their anniversary party, but I guess it was Willow's birthday. Um, as soon as she turned into a teen, she was like, "Nah, mom, you're not gonna treat my brother like that." And it's interesting that she felt the need to do that because she doesn't have a good relationship to her brother. She never had, not even her older sister Molly. They never really had anything to do with each other. They were, I think, almost out of the house when she was born. And as you can see, she has a really poor relationship with Jane, her mother. Though it looks like it's at least not in minus anymore, so they are not gonna fight each other when they meet. So that's something. But she really loves her dad and her sister Diana. But let's look a little bit into her memories. Um, yeah. Okay. Let's see. Um, when she got to be a teen, she had a great birthday party. Apparently, I think she feel like she had a great birthday party because she told her mother off, and she's was quite proud of herself for telling her off. Um, and and at the same time, let's see. I need to be sure that whatever I'm talking about is right. um, Yeah, I think she had her birthday happened the same day as her mother. And I feel like she saw that as a good birthday because she told her mom off and were like, nope, this is not okay. She was really proud of herself to stand up for her brother, even though she didn't really know him. As you can see, it says that she only just met Molly. I think they had met before then. But yeah, that's where they are. She quite quickly after went to the teen hangout place, the bowling alley, where she immediately met Charlie, and they fell for each other at the same at the same moment they met almost. Apparently, not long after, she also had a kiss with Asher. So I feel like after her being um, out and about after the whole power trip with her mom, she just were out and she needed to meet some people, and she did apparently really much. But it was okay. It was the start of her young adult life. as you can see, she was one of the few people that actually went out with Asher, and they seemed to have a pretty good relationship to each other at that point. Um, and you can see here they even had have quite a bit of balls. And I actually remember it as they were, yeah, she fell in love with him. This was just before he went to college, so you can also see he was quite older than her. Still in teen years, so in that sense it was okay. But he was going to college, and in one of the meetups before, like after after I played all the households, I guess she. It's interesting because they weren't even together like that, but I guess both of them had fallen in love, and Asher saw her kissing or flirting with Charlie, and that made him really mad. So he got really mad at her and argued with her, and she fell out of love with him, I guess. Not long after, he got to be really good friends with Charlie, and they went on a date. And I feel like that fit way better because they were almost in the same age range. As you can see, I actually think they are in the same. No, she's 1 day younger than him. They went on a date and everything was good. They fall in love. They even went steady. They went to prom together, and you can see it just went really good. She got a job slowly, shortly after. So I feel like at this point she was feeling like a good teenage daughter. She was doing really good, and she was sure that her mom was proud of her. Um, and But the thing was, the mom never really seemed to talk with her. She could feel like there was this tension in the house. After she told her mom off, something was just not the same. And it also shows in their relationship. They didn't argue much. They didn't fight. They didn't like that. She always got told off when she came home from school and maybe hadn't done as good as Jane thought she should have, but never any fighting. But there was always this tension. Um, I guess before she went to college, she had a little woohoo with Ulrich, and I even fell in love with him. Honestly, Ulrich, everyone loved him. No matter who saw him, they were swooning over him, and it shows in many of the bios that the teens just were head over heels for him, um, which was quite funny, honestly. But she went to college, and in college she was mostly with Charlie. Here they went steady again, and I feel like everything was just fine. Um, Between them, they just were a good friend, were a good fit. I think he had the want to get engaged, or she had. I don't remember, but one of them wanted to get engaged, so they did. And as you can see, that's kind of where we are now. They both graduated college, and then went into to the flop house where they are living now. Um, so it feels like at this point, their life are set in stone, right? They like each other, and they don't. At least she doesn't have crushes on others, and she really likes him. And I feel like it could go this way and just continuing being like this. But I have a feeling that it's just not gonna stay like that. Everything cannot be this good all the time. But we will see. We will see what happens. I at least really like the look of Willow. I think she is so cool. And I hope the best for her, but I also have the feeling she's gonna go some heartbreaks. And I don't necessarily think it's because of Charlie. I maybe think it's gonna be her own fault. But we will see. And here we have him. As you know, he is the son of Heather Huffington and Castanova, but he got adopted by Diana Goth and Alexander. He is a knowledge sim, and I think he has always, yes, he has always been a knowledge sim. He's quite sloppy, actually really sloppy. He's outgoing, active, really playful, and grouchy. Um, he doesn't really have a bio, but because nothing big has happened for him. He, of course, he was in the adoption home for some time, and he had his potty training and stuff like that with Dr. Smart, but he got not abducted, adopted when he was a kid. I think he just turned into a kid when he got adopted. Um, so he has most of his memories with the family he grew up with. And in that goth house, there was lots of parties, so he met many of the goth members, but in the most sober way ever. There was rarely any drama. Um, he noticed that his dad was a little bit of a weird one. He was always home and again hunting bugs, and I think Charlie maybe found it a little bit weird. And because he remembers not being like adopted when he was a little baby, but just newly kid. He has some memories of an understanding of his family wasn't his biological one, but he loved them all. As you can see, he really, really likes them. His big sister, I think, was already at college when he moved in or was about to move to college. Yeah, she just moved to college when he moved in. And as you can see, he had this whole friendship. Oh, this is not the one. Yeah, here. He had a good friendship with Gigi. He had a good friendship with his brother Kevin, and he kind of just followed those around and had this friendship group with them. Um, Already here, he had his first kiss with Willow, and they fell up. Oh, that was where he apparently fell in love with Gigi. I guess they were on an outing, maybe, the friend group. I think maybe Willow was a part of that friend group because of Charlie. Um, and I think he maybe had seen, like, as a completely young teenager, I guess he felt like, how can you say, when he saw Kevin being with Gigi, he saw that love they had for each other, and I guess that maybe started a spark or something in him, and that was why he fell in love with Gigi. Um, and but he didn't go any further than that because he, of course, knew that Gigi was Kevin's girlfriend, so that was a no-go. So he kept being better friends with Willow, and they were on dates, and they ended up going steady. And from there, it's pretty much as we saw in Willow's memories. Um, and they pretty much kept going like that. She, of course, lost Cassandra. That he was actually, I remember, if I remember right, she took him in, and every time she was at some of the family parties at Alexander's, they were often playing chess together and stuff like that. So it was sad when she died. Then he moved to college, where he, of course, had his time with Willow, and they got engaged, and now they're here. So nothing much more than that has happened for him either. As Willow, he has a long life in front of him, and hopefully it's gonna be those two together. But it could very well also be. They could very well also have other stuff, so it's not gonna be just that. It looks like though that the people in his age range is Willow and maybe Shiloh, but I don't think he's gonna have much to do with her. and Gigi is again a no-go in all the ways. So we will see. Again, I feel like if something goes wrong with these two, it's gonna be Willow, more on Willow's side than on Charlie's side, but we are gonna see what happens. As promised, we are gonna end the video here in downtown. So you can see here is the apartment Charlie and Willow is living in. So yeah, that was all for this video. The last video will be the next one. So I'm really excited to finish this up. But yeah, thank you for watching this far, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.